Thousands of people are expected here in Selma today to hear President Obama speak on the historic Edmund Pettus Bridge on the 50th anniversary of this transformative moment in the civil rights movement. Selma, Alabama, March 7th, 1965. What was supposed to be a nonviolent march for voting rights turned into what's known as Bloody Sunday. About 600 demonstrators were met by state troopers armed with tear gas and clubs as they tried to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge on their way to Montgomery. Many were badly beaten, some hospitalized. They were led by civil rights activists Jose Williams and now Congressman John Lewis.
We felt much more determined that we had to continue. We had to go on to Montgomery. And the nation reacted when people saw the photographs on television and read the stories in the newspaper.
A few weeks later, demonstrators completed their march to Montgomery, led by Martin Luther King Jr. The marches sparked broad public support that's credited to the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965 by Congress. Marchers have recreated that historic 54-mile trek many times since, beginning the journey by crossing the iconic Edmund Pettus Bridge. The bridge, a civil rights landmark, and where the nation's first African-American president will stand and speak Saturday.
What happened in Selma is quintessentially an American experience. Michelle and I and the girls will be traveling to Selma to pay tribute, not just as a president or first lady or as African-Americans, but as Americans.
The 50th anniversary of the Selma marches arrives on the heels of a year wrought with intense racial tensions across the U.S., like the killing of an unarmed black teenager by a white police officer in Ferguson, Missouri, and the police chokehold death of an unarmed black man in New York City. Both events sparked protests and at times violent riots. A racially charged modern backdrop against this three-day pilgrimage to honor and remember those who helped secure voting rights for African Americans some half a century ago. And in addition to the president, the first lady and his two daughters, President George W. Bush and his wife are expected to be in attendance today. And close to 100 members of Congress from both parties will be here as well. After his speech, the president, his wife, and two daughters will visit the National Voting Rights Museum here in Selma. That's the latest from Selma, Alabama. I'm Ryan Nobles reporting.